Hello everyone, and welcome to our online video on implementing an energy management system based on ISO 50001. We're kicking off with Stage 1, Contextual Analysis and Governance Establishment. This is the foundational stage, where everything starts, not down in the plant or with meters and data, but right here in the boardroom. Here, the leadership team gathered around the table, mapping out the organization's energy landscape. On one side, we have external pressures coming in, things like new regulations, climate change commitments, carbon reduction targets, or volatile energy prices. On the other side, internal issues, your existing assets, maintenance plans, available resources, and operational strengths. The key task here is to clearly understand your organization's context, all those external and internal factors that can help or hinder your energy performance. With that context mapped, top management now formally defines two critical elements: the scope, which activities, processes, and sites are included in the ENMS, and the boundaries, the physical or organizational limits of the system. But the most powerful output of this stage is the energy policy. This is leadership's formal commitment in writing to comply with all legal and other requirements, continually improve energy performance, and provide the resources needed to meet objectives and targets. This isn't just a document to file away, it's a signal. Energy management is now a strategic business priority, fully integrated into your core processes, on the same level as quality, safety, or financial management. When Stage 1 is complete, you've secured genuine top management commitment and built a solid strategic foundation. Without this, the rest of the ENMS will struggle. So, to recap, analyze your organizational context, external and internal issues. Clearly define scope and boundaries. Establish a strong energy policy backed by leadership commitment. That sets us up perfectly for the next stage. Then we're moving to Stage 2, the energy review, data acquisition and analysis. This stage is the analytical heart of the entire plan phase. After securing leadership commitment in Stage 1, we now roll up our sleeves and build the empirical foundation for all future decisions. In this stage, we see engineers diving into real data, streaming from smart meters and sub-meters, combined with historical energy invoices and consumption records. The goal here is straightforward but powerful. Analyze past and current energy consumption patterns to answer one critical question: where is our energy really going? From this analysis, we isolate the significant energy uses, or SEUS. These are the processes, equipment, or areas that either account for the bulk of consumption or offer the greatest improvement potential. Think big boilers in a factory, server farms in a data center, or refrigeration in a cold storage facility. While ISO 50001 simply requires an energy review, the real rigor comes from following the methodology in ISO 50002-1:2025, typically a Level 1 or Level 2 energy audit. This gives us a systematic way to quantify energy flows, spot inefficiencies, and identify opportunities. The crowning output of this stage? We establish energy baselines, or ENBs. These are fixed, quantitative references, like a snapshot of energy performance under normal conditions, that we'll use later to measure real improvement. When Stage 2 is done right, every subsequent decision, from setting targets to prioritizing actions, rests on solid, evidence-based insights rather than guesswork. Let me recap the key points. Collect and analyze past and current energy data from meters and invoices. Identify significant energy uses, SEUS, using systematic audit methods, ISO 50002-1:2025. Establish quantifiable energy baselines, ENBs, for future comparisons. This gives us the data-driven foundation. We're now at Stage 3, strategic planning, indicators, objectives, and targets. With solid baselines from the energy review in Stage 2, we're ready to turn data into direction. This stage is all about translating insights into measurable, actionable goals. Let's dive in. On the left, we see a key graph comparing the reference EnPI, that's our baseline from Stage 2, shown in amber, against the resultant EnPI, the improved performance we're aiming for, in green. EnPIs, or energy performance indicators, are our rulers, the specific metrics we'll use to track progress, like kilowatt hours per unit produced or energy per square meter. Leadership now sets clear objectives, the broad intentions, and quantifiable energy targets that align with the energy policy from Stage 1. These have to be specific, measurable, and achievable. At the same time, we apply a risk-based approach, identifying threats like energy supply disruptions or security risks, and opportunities such as emerging efficient technologies or incentives. The real powerhouse here is developing comprehensive action plans. These detail exactly what needs to happen: the actions, required resources, who's responsible, timelines, and how we'll evaluate success. When Stage 3 is complete, we have a clear roadmap, metrics to measure by, goals to aim for, risks managed, and accountable plans to get there. Quick recap. Define energy performance indicators, EnPIs, as your measurement tools. Set policy-aligned objectives and quantifiable targets. Identify risks and opportunities. Build detailed action plans with resources, responsibilities, and evaluation. This turns strategy into execution. Then, we enter the do phase with Stage 4, competence, support, and communication. After planning in the first 3 stages, it's time to mobilize resources and build the human and informational infrastructure that makes everything work. Let's look at this layout. It's divided into 3 interconnected parts, just like the stage itself. First, competence. We need to determine the required skills for anyone whose work affects energy performance, especially those interacting with significant energy uses, or SEUS. This goes far beyond basic awareness training. We're talking targeted, specific training for operators, maintenance teams, and facility managers to ensure they can contribute to energy goals. Next, communication. We establish clear processes so internal teams and external stakeholders stay informed about energy performance, objectives, and progress. This includes sharing real-time data on dashboards like this one and, importantly, creating channels for everyone to suggest improvements. Finally, documented information. We implement a robust system to control the creation, updating, review, and retention of all ENMS evidence, policies, procedures, records, audit findings, everything required by the standard. These 3 elements, competence, communication, and documented information, form the essential support structure for the entire do phase. To recap, assess and build competence with targeted training for SEU-related roles. Set up effective internal and external communication processes. Establish controlled systems for documented information. When this stage is solid, your people are empowered, information flows freely, and evidence is always at hand. We're still in the do phase with Stage 5, operational control and lifecycle design. Now that we have capable people and strong support from Stage 4, it's time to execute the action plans with tight control and start thinking proactively about the future. On the left, we focus on operational control. We implement clear criteria and procedures for processes tied to our significant energy uses, the SEUS. This technician, for example, is following standard operating procedures to adjust set points on a chiller, ensuring performance stays within targets. It also covers routine maintenance, calibration, and daily operations to prevent significant deviations that could waste energy. On the right is the forward-looking part that makes ISO 50001 special: design and procurement. Whenever we buy new energy-using equipment, like motors, pumps, or lighting, or design new or modified facilities, we must consider energy performance over the entire planned operating lifetime. That means specifying high-efficiency options up front, evaluating total lifecycle costs, and embedding efficiency from the start. This stage shifts our mindset dramatically, from just managing today's inefficiencies to proactively designing energy efficiency into every new asset across its full lifecycle. Let's recap the essentials. Establish operational criteria for SEU-related processes, including maintenance and daily controls. apply energy performance requirements in design of new facilities and procurement of equipment. Move from reactive fixes to built-in efficiency over the asset lifetime. When done well, this stage ensures both reliable day-to-day performance and smarter long-term investment. Now entering the check phase with stage 6, performance evaluation, monitoring and measurement. After executing the plans in the do stages, it's time to verify whether we're actually improving. This stage is all about rigorous evidence-based validation. On the left, we see an analyst executing the energy data collection plan. We're measuring key characteristics accurately and repeatably, SEU consumption, plus relevant variables like production output, or, as shown here, weather patterns using degree days. If those variables shift, for example, an unusually cold winter increases heating demand, we perform normalization. This adjusts the data to ensure a fair, apples-to-apples comparison, removing the influence of external factors. Then comes the analysis. We compare current EnPI values against the energy baseline's EnBS from stage 2. This tells us definitively whether real energy performance improvement has occurred. No assumptions, just facts. Stage 6 gives us the objective proof we need to confirm progress or spot issues early. Quick recap: execute the energy data collection plan with accurate, repeatable measurements of SEUs and variables. Normalize data when variables change, for example, weather via degree days. Compare EnPIs to EnBS to validate energy performance improvement. This is the heart of the check phase, turning data into verifiable results. Now we're deepening the check phase with stage 7, internal audit and management review. This stage provides independent assurance and leadership oversight, making sure the entire system is conforming and still strategically fit for purpose. First, the internal audit. Note, this is completely separate from the technical energy audit we did in stage 2. Here, qualified and impartial auditors examine the management system itself. Do our processes, documents, and practices conform to ISO 50001 requirements? Is the ENMS effectively implemented and maintained? They review records, interview staff across levels, and observe activities to verify everything is working as intended. Then comes the management review. Top management, not just the energy team, conducts a structured review of audit results, legal compliance status, energy performance trends, and overall system suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness. This is the critical pivot point. Leadership uses these data-driven insights to decide on resource reallocation, policy updates, or major changes. Stage 7 closes the verification loop in the check phase. We've reached the final stage in our ISO 50001 ENMS series. Stage 8, corrective action and continual improvement, the powerful ACT phase. This is where we close the PDCA loop, fix problems at their root, and drive ongoing enhancement, not just of the system, but of actual energy performance. The central idea here is the feedback loop. Everything cycles forward. When nonconformities arise, whether process failures, missed targets, or performance drifts identified in audits or monitoring, we take corrective action. That means investigating root causes and implementing solutions that eliminate them and prevent recurrence. Actions can range from procedure changes to policy revisions, ensuring the system itself gets stronger. Most importantly, we must demonstrate continual improvement, recurring enhancement of both ENMS effectiveness and real energy performance, like steadily reducing kilowatt hours per unit of production over multiple cycles. These improvements naturally feed back into Stage 1 and Stage 2, updating organizational context, energy review, and baselines for the next PDCA cycle. Let's recap our final stage. Address nonconformities with root cause corrective actions. Revise system elements as needed and prevent recurrence. Demonstrate continual improvement in energy performance and the NMS. Feed insights forward to restart the cycle. This is the heartbeat of ISO 50001, turning every cycle into measurable progress. Congratulations on completing the full ENMS implementation journey.
We've reached the end of our journey through the 8 stages of implementing an energy management system based on ISO 50001. Together, we started in the boardroom with contextual analysis and leadership commitment. moved through data-driven energy reviews and strategic planning, built competence and operational controls, evaluated performance rigorously, and closed the loop with audits, reviews, and continual improvement. What ties it all together is the PDCA cycle: plan, do, check, act, a powerful, repeating process that doesn't just maintain energy performance, it continually elevates it. You now have a complete roadmap, from securing top management buy-in to identifying your biggest energy uses, setting measurable targets, empowering your teams, controlling operations with a lifecycle view, validating results, assuring conformity, and driving ongoing improvement. The real power of ISO 50001 isn't just certification, it's delivering measurable reductions in energy consumption, costs, and carbon emissions while strengthening your organization's resilience. My challenge to you: take what we've covered and apply it. Start small if needed, perhaps with that initial context analysis, and build momentum. The savings and sustainability gains are waiting. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you have any final thoughts or need resources, please leave a comment. Keep leading the way in energy efficiency. The planet and your bottom line will thank you. Until next time, stay energized.